Greetings and salutations, everybody. Happy Saturday or Friday, or no, it's Saturday or maybe past Saturday, wherever you are. Welcome to Kamiko League. Today we are into the finals brackets here. So we're going to be having a race between RMF here, who is positioned over on the right of your screen, and Cicada over on the left. So both of these streamers, both these speedrunners, are very proficient at this game. RMF, our world record holder. Cicada, a multiple world record holder in multiple categories for Kamiko. So we're in for a heck of a good race here, folks. So before the race this evening, I checked what we'll be starting off with. So basically, the top seed in any particular bracket gets to have first pick at the characters, and they both confirmed that for the first race, Cicada selected Uzume. Uzume is going to be the character here that you're seeing over on Cicada's screen. The Shrine Maiden with the green hood and the bow. So it looks like Cicada is all readied up. RMF is getting in a little bit of last-second practice here. So I will confirm with our runners that we are ready to go, and we should be able to begin the restream presently. One thing to note, just before we get going, you might notice a little bit of a disparity between Cicada and RMF. RMF is actually has it earmarked at a 0.45 thing on live split there, and that's because RMF is going to be using an auto splitter, which was developed by one of our community members, Henny022. So big shout outs to Henny. Okay, RMF says they are ready. Cicada, I will pick ready. Everyone ready to start? It's 12:01. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so without further ado, I will tell them to begin here and give them a countdown here on my phone. And we should be good to go. Be a few seconds of restream delay. So we should see RMF ready up here very shortly. So, countdown. Inbound. Start on go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Kamiko, it is a wonderful little action-adventure game, independent game, launched in 2017, developed by Skipmore, also co-developed by Kankakuchi. I believe it's published by Circle Entertainment and Fly High Works. So, what you need to know about Kamiko? Well, there's 3 playable characters. We have decided ahead of time which character is going to be the lead character here, and they all have very different attacks, and it's actually quite a very interesting value proposition. The gameplay itself, or the levels themselves, with the exception of a little bit of enemy spawn RNG and enemy movement RNG, are pretty static, but the characters really add the flavor to this. So Uzume is in particular very cool because she has a bow. So out of all the characters in the game, she has the longest attack range. However, she also has the slowest attack speed. And you might think to yourself in your speedrunning mind, well, pint. Doesn't that mean she's going to have the slowest speedrun? But you would be mistaken. So anybody who has watched previous runs here will know that Uzume's got a couple tricks up her sleeve, and it boils down to a little bit of interesting code. And it has to do with the way that Uzume's attacks work. So you'll notice there, they are shooting at volleys. Uzume shoots 1 arrow, then 2 arrows, then 3 arrows. And because those arrows in the second and third volley are fired simultaneously, you will see a whole bunch of really cool effects happen. The most exciting of which will happen on the second and fourth boss fights. Oh, and one thing you'll actually see in an Uzume run that you don't see in any other runs: death abuse. So there we go. Cicada has issued the first death abuse. And it looks like RMF is all prepped to die, and boom! Uzume bites the biscuit and is now reliving her best life. So both of them having really clean. So in the in-game timer, wow, not very much time separating them at all. And it looks like RMF was actually able to sort of catch up a little bit there in the meantime. But both of these runners are extraordinarily consistent. And we're not going to see a whole ton of mistakes happening, I don't think. So there's likely going to be just seconds separating them the entire time. So in this case, what we're going to be seeing here is they need to have a certain amount of what we call SP. So if you'll pay attention, below the health bar of each player, the health little diamond figures there, is a blue bar with a number beside it. That is our SP counter. And the SP counter builds up as we defeat more and more foes. There's also a comboing system, so the more enemies you defeat in a row, the more SP you get. And 25 SP is needed to open up those treasure chests, and 100 SP is needed to activate the tori, or shrines. I'm just going to call it shrines because I have a feeling like I'm butchering the actual pronunciation. So a good chunk of speedrunning this game boils down to SP management. Don't want to spend too much time attacking, or else you're wasting seconds there. And you don't want to build up too much SP because, again, more wasted time. But there's always a fine line behind getting just as much as you need. So you'll also notice that as the characters spun around, we are doing the 100% category. So in each level, there are 2 SP upgrades, 2 health upgrades, and 1 special items. In this case, the special item that they picked up is a piece of sushi. Salmon sushi. Yum yum. Okay, so both players are on to the forest boss here. And there's a couple of interesting tricks here, and it looks like they'll be going for different strategies here. Okay, so this boss hops around the map, according to where the player's location is. And the fewer the hops that we can make the boss do, the more time we get to save. So you'll see that RMF is going for a slightly, or at least for the first boss phase, was going for a slightly safer tactic. And Cicada ended up opting for something which shaves off 1 hop in the whole process, or at least makes the hopping a little bit smoother. So even though the number of hops is consistent, there's less time where the boss just stops dead. Hopefully I'll get a chance to go this as we get into further rounds. There's a lot of fun little details to it. Oh, here we go. Cicada has it lined up for the 3rd phase. Arrives near the end of the 3rd phase a little bit faster than RMF. So all that time that Cicada lost coming into the boss fight, gained right back and ended up pulling ahead of RMF once again. So this 2nd level, the Sunken Relics. Some of my favorite music in the entire game. I think on later runs too, probably going to be a little bit quiet, just let folks enjoy the vibes here. But this particular map introduces what we call, it introduces a couple of new concepts. So aside from the orb carries that you might have noticed, like this one here, you'll see both Cicada and RMF picking up an orb. Now, they can't fire their weapon while they're carrying an orb, and if they get hit while they are carrying an orb, they will drop the orb. So, the longer we go into the game, the bigger and longer the orb carries become. A little bit trickier it becomes, too. But carrying the orbs will often activate things like this bridge here. But there are other mechanisms by which players get to do things inside the game. One of which is going to be these switches, which you're going to see coming up. So this level introduces what we call bridge skip. Pardon me, very late where I am. I'm quite tired. So if I pause for a few seconds, it's not your stream. It's just me. So what you're going to see after they activate this next shrine, I believe you'll see Cicada doing it first here. He's going to clear out the rest of the mobs here, activate the shrine. You see the switch over there on the left. So when he activates the switch, you're going to see him actually bring up the pause menu very briefly and unpause it just as a little cutscene begins. And what we're able to do is then, because of that pause glitch, we can move our character during the cutscene, which normally we have to stand still for, while the cutscene goes all the way over and then back again. And it looks like, both players successfully get the pause skip and get across the bridge safely. That's beautiful. So this same pause mechanism can be done for these bridges that appear like that, will appear then disappear, and it can also be done later on in the Scorching Labyrinth, which is going to be the next level, where you're going to see them utilize it in order to save a little bit of time when there's gates that open and close. Here we go. Zoom, zoom. Oh, so just seconds. I think RMF maybe is only 4 or 5 seconds behind. It's going to be tight all the way through, folks. Okay, here we go. Nice, good key carry. Key carries, just the same as orb carries, just as dangerous. And Cicada stops at the pillar in order to get a hamburger that has been in that pillar for goodness knows how long. Same with RMF. Fourth and final shrine of the level activated, and they are both booking it towards the last health upgrade. Oh, there we go. RMF opting to get the hamburger after the shrine. And Cicada is on to the boss fight. So, as I mentioned previously, Uzume is able to pull some tricks on the boss fights, or at least the Relics boss fight and the final boss fight, that you don't get to see much with... you don't get to see with one character at all, and very, very rarely with another character. So, because of the volley, you're going to see... Did Cicada do it? Yep, there we go. All done. Instead of 3 phases, Cicada just shortened the entire fight to 1 phase. So, the way this works... I might not get this explanation in before they both kill it. See, they both did it! It's excellent. What am I even here for? So what happens here is, because of that volley system, they waste the first arrow. They basically shot it into a part of the boss which doesn't take damage at all. But the orb that is in that boss, that normally has 3 damage points. And Uzume's arrows, because the second volley has 2 arrows, it would normally take 3 shots to kill, or 3 arrows to kill the boss orb. But you sink 2 arrows in, and because they're standing there at point-blank range, the next volley is 3 arrows, which means we overflow the damage on the boss orb by 2 damage, or by 2 arrows. And by some trickery of what's going on in the code for this boss fight and the last boss fight, it overflows to the next boss orbs, which have not loaded in yet, and it just kills the boss outright. So, first phase, very valuable. However, it is one of the cases in the game where it's possible to accidentally soft lock yourself. So, big risk, big reward kind of maneuver. Here we go. One shrine down for both players, just seconds apart. Taking a couple of fireballs to the face. Looks like RMF... Oh, okay. RMF looks like, I suppose, looked like he got there artificially around the same time. Maybe a few seconds behind, but just chose a different order in which to activate the foot switch to open up the gate there. Okay. Ooh, very lucky movement there. Some of the enemy movement RNG can be quite cruel. So, in a race situation, especially if you feel like you're maybe a little bit behind your competitor, you might try to cut things a little bit close, which works out remarkably well a lot of the time. After you've played this game for a period of time, you get a rough idea for the way that an enemy might move, but they still manage to surprise you from time to time. Okay, very clean movement all the way over to the second shrine for Cicada. There we go. Opting to hit this foot switch here. And I think Cicada might also stop, yep, to sort of clear the path out a little bit for this next orb carry. Oh, good patience. Waits out the shot from... I forget what those characters are called. They always look like blue little Hello Kitties to me. It's not Hello Kitty. All right, third try down. So coming up here, we're going to see another bridge skip if we're lucky. And this bridge skip is actually trickier than the first one. The bridge is significantly shorter than the previous one. Ooh, Cicada. Lots of caution, clearing out all the bricks. So, taking a few extra seconds there to do it, but hopefully this will actually pay off. And there we go. We hear the running sound, and Cicada's across the bridge. Health upgrade in hand, right to the portal. Doesn't waste any time whatsoever, and managed to glitch it out so hard that even the A button press is still waiting there on screen. And RMF across the bridge, nice and clean, well done. Good clean first phase from Cicada. And greetings, MD Mason 85. Another member of our community here. Big shout out to Mason. Helped us organize the tournament. Also had a good work through the initial part of the bracket. So whoever is the winner of this set tonight will be facing off against Mason in the next round. Okay. And Cicada finishes up with the Scorching Labyrinth boss right away. And let's see here, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like RMF, maybe 20, maybe. Oh well, ooh, okay. RMF having a little bit of bad luck there with the enemy movement RNG. Oh, but there we go. Avoids having to charge up again. Gets lucky with the orb spawn RNG and clears it right out. Oh, you play the loser of this set, Mason. Oh. Well, thank you for correcting me. Glad you could join us. Okay. Let's see here. So, out of all the levels, quite appropriately, as this is the final level, this area, the ruins of Yamataikoku, has the most nail-biting carries across the board. There's 3 of them. There's 2 orbs, 1 key. Right now we're seeing Cicada set up for the key carry. We see lots of enemies, plenty of stuff to walk through here. We even get a oh yeah, that enemy likes to spawn there every once in a while. A field of spikes, and more enemy spawns on their way to the door. So there we go. Good clean key carry from Cicada. Oh, RMF, low on health, does a really good decision there. Picks up a bunch of safety health. A second lost is a death prevented. Okay, and Cicada, it looks like, is going on now to do the second orb carry. So in order to pull off the second orb carry, now in this level, we, aside from the introduction of the pause glitch, which activates on the gates, we also have something which is a full-on gate glitch. Or, sorry, this is a kill room. So in order to get out of it, we've seen this before. Oh, there we go. And Cicada pulls it off first try. So what happened there was, normally the gate doesn't open until the enemies die. However, if you traverse back into the room normally, all the enemies will respawn. What Cicada was able to do, and what we'll hopefully be seeing from RMF soon. Oh, RMF having some trouble with the key carry. Oh, but eventually gets it nice and tight. There we go. Okay, back to the key carry, or back to the gate glitch explanation. What'll happen during the gate glitch is if you manage to kill the last enemy and simultaneously trigger the room once again, the gates will glitch in the down position as the enemy dies, and then sort of pop open and closed again, thereby allowing us to just be able to enter the room as long as we don't kill all of the enemies in the room again. So there we go. Cicada's able to sort of waltz on through there and perform a beautiful orb carry all the way through. So it looks like RMF is setting up to be able to do the same. Okay, there we go. A little bit less with the finesse, but equally effective. RMF through, going for a little bit more safety health. Again, very wise. Okay, and you'll probably see RMF clearing out a bit of the enemies here. Make life a little bit easier for himself. There we go. Oh, manages to also glitch out. There's some cases where in this game we can manipulate the enemy spawn locations, or in some cases too, manipulate whether or not they even spawn at all or not. Oh, there we go. Sorry. We have one more pause glitch from Cicada. Zooming across here, and we'll see if Cicada decides to opt for another gate glitch. Oh, and there it is. So that'll make life a little bit easier for Cicada on the way back. Okay, RMF gets the orb carry. Very well done. And one nice thing about this 100% run is the 100% runs, you tend to have enough health by the end of it that you can face tank a few more enemies than you normally would be able to in an any percent. But you can see in some cases, oh, RMF really close, 2 health. Got to be careful leading up here with the glitch. Oh. And did RMF trigger it on time? No. Okay. Ooh, RMF lucky. During these... Oh, okay. During that skip with the gate, it is possible to soft lock sometimes. So didn't soft lock it, but we'll have to reset and redo it. Oh, Boss Cat, thank you very much for making that tweet. So one thing you might have, so what you'll see Cicada doing there is there's points between where those spikes spawn, which won't do damage to you. So if you know the right places to stand during this boss fight, and the enemy spawn RNG is kind to you, you can just sort of camp out there, you know, casually shoot arrows. All fun and good. There we go. So this is Final Boss Phase 1, heading on to Final Boss Phase 2. RMF. Oh, did not get the gate skip earlier on, but it appears that RMF will be zooming into the boss. So RMF, one more health, one more SP upgrade to get, and RMF will be on to Final Boss Phase 1. So we'll see, Cicada might try to set up to see where these enemies spawn. Oh, okay, there we go. So you saw one arrow, then 2 arrows. So that was in order to skip one phase, because the final boss here has 4 phases, not just 3. So it looks like Cicada will likely be setting up again to do a very sort of safe modification of the strategy, which is just sort of do 1, 1, 2. There we go. And there we go. 2 sets of boss phases skipped. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So I didn't get a chance in the early description of this to sort of talk about the meta of how the players have been deciding on which character to do first. And I think it really depends on the matchups for the most part. But both Cicada and RMF are, I would say, great with all 3 characters. But in particular, both are also extraordinarily skilled with Yamato. So there we go. Oh, Cicada, 22-26. So GG's Cicada. Well, let me mark that down as a win. Okay. RMF coming up on the final here. Let's get some music going in the meantime, shall we? Okay, so RMF, I think not wanting to take chances in this particular case with the skips, because just in case of soft locking, maybe we'll see it. This is an interesting decision here. Okay, so RMF goes for a, I think decide to go for a boss skip here, or a phase skip. Okay, so if you do the phase skip, so if you miss the first phase skip, and then do it on the second phase, what happens is you end up skipping to the 4th, which does save you some time overall. But in a race mechanics, what's happened here is because of that, phase 4 is actually the longest out of the 4 to sort of complete, to the best of my knowledge. Maybe I'll have to. I may be corrected here very shortly. All right, so all RMF has to do is run up and touch this golden shrine, and there we go. Ah, excellent racing. So there we go. About 2 minutes and change separating the 2 runners. So I will just check in with the 2 runners and see. RMF will have the ability to choose the choose the next round, and it looks like it's going to be Yamato. So this is, hold on to your pants, everybody, because this is going to be a fun race. RMF, former world record holder for Yamato. Cicada, current world record for Yamato. So here we go. I will get ready I'll get ready to do the countdown. So we're just going to be delayed for just a moment here. And yes, Mason, as you predicted, Yamato, game 2. So one thing I can say is if anybody has not had a chance to play this game, do yourselves a favor, pick it up. It's a lot of fun. I think in the North American markets, at least in US and Canada, even when it's not on sale, it's $5. When it's on sale, it's less than that. But you know, a couple of cups of coffee, and you can be playing a really fun game. A casual playthrough for your first time might take you anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour per character if you're trying to really max it out and learn the maps. But if you're interested in learning how to speedrun it, we've got a really friendly, really fun community. We've got members here in North America, we got some members in Europe, we got some members in Japan. Lots of resources for learning the game. It's good times. Okay. So here we go. We now have Cicada is ready. RMF is ready. So let's see here. Countdown coming. All right. I'm about to announce it for them. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. It's kind of funny with the stream delay watching RMF switch between the characters there. It makes me nervous. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be tight, everybody. As Mason sort of has mentioned in chat here, if RMF can't take this game, it's gonna be pretty tricky. Like I said, both these players are both incredibly skilled. But I don't think it's entirely unfair to say that Cicada is almost feels like down to the metal on some of these things. So here we go. Both players are away. I have a question here in the chat. Is Japanese the fastest language? So not necessarily. I mean, it is one of the fastest languages. It just turns out that when you're doing English, there's 2 extra text button presses which you have to tab through. So as long as you're doing any language but English, you're about on par. So Yamato is the only character in the game that does not have a ranged weapon. This makes for some remarkable efficiency. Yamato also has the fastest attack in the whole game, so she can be very fun to sort of run, charge at things, work through. You can see both players here working on their SP management. So there we go, Cicada managing to sort of reset his combo counter there just on time. So Even after activating the shrine, you'll see now he has 69. It keeps the combo going because after they open up this box, they want to still keep that SP flowing in. And there we go. It's just over 175, which means that Cicada will be able to, after juking around a couple of bees, will be able to activate the shrine. And same with RMF here. They will both be able to activate the shrine and then have just enough SP to open up the box containing the SP upgrade around the corner here past these bushes. And then we'll also be able to, because of that SP upgrade, have just enough SP in order to open up the box containing the orb for the first orb carry. Oh, RMF looking for... Oh, interesting. Okay, might have to go back and watch this shortly and see. We'll see what happens when RMF picks up the sushi here past the gate here. Wasn't paying attention, but see here, sushi goes. That goes up to 225. Good, yes. So it turns out both players have gotten the first SP upgrade. They have both just picked up the first health upgrade. Four shrines down, one boss to kill. So again, you'll see again a varying sort of strategy as far as the hops for the first boss are concerned. So Cicada has sort of the first phase on lock in general. I've sort of talked to RMF before this, just sort of casually, and I suppose the positioning on the first phase especially can be a little bit tricky. You've got a couple of pixels worth of leeway to stand in order to set these movements up. So you'll see Cicada positioning himself pretty precisely there in that corner. And RMF is just going to go for a tried, tested, and true method, which is just going to get 2 hops there, then 1 hop, 1 hop, 1 hop. But because of that positioning that Cicada was able to achieve, we was able to shorten that by just a little bit. So time saves like this are going to add up slowly. But see, the interesting thing is that like these positions, yes, in a sort of personal best or a world record attempt, those positions and the number of hops really comes into play. But they are high-risk maneuvers, especially because the tolerance is on a couple of the positions. So you mess it up by a couple of pixels, and rather than saving yourself a few fractions of a second, or a second in some cases, you end up losing 2 to 3 seconds. So you'll see RMF clocking in here a little bit later, but there we go. Boss down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Just over 10 seconds there. Okay. Oh, so there you'll see actually a Cicada hugging the edge of that one path there, and what he was doing there was avoiding the spawn location for a couple of those green jellies. I believe there's also an orange jelly in there too. So on the run back, you might actually catch Cicada just ignoring the fact that that spawn barrier exists and just charging right through it. Nope, no! Hugs the wall again and actually avoids doing it. Also on this bridge, you can see that Cicada, just for SP purposes, I think, decided not to bother canceling the spawn of those enemies. Decided to spawn them just in order to get the SP combo started. So here we go, 13 combo. And that should set him up to be able to get across nice and clean. Okay, so RMF just tackling these little platforms in a slightly different order. Ooh! Nicely done by Cicada. Even manages to do a little bit of weed whacking on the way over to the bridge instead of doing it preemptively. And will we see RMF coming up? No, it looks like RMF might have been... oh, yeah, RMF... like the timing on those pause skips can be a little bit tricky, so... And over there on the right, you sort of see what happens when we miss the pause skip. So, a few seconds lost, but still very recoverable. Anything can still happen in this race. Ooh. Very good on Cicada's part, dodging around that jelly. Getting that late into the key carry and having a drop is a heartbreaking exercise. Okay, so there we go. Pillar hamburger. Fourth shrine is activated. Oh, and RMF. Looks like there we go. Bad luck with the enemy movement RNG there, and ends up having a key drop, but this time clean through to the gate. So with Yamato, there's no tricks on this boss. So rather than like the Uzume bot battle, where you might have seen them skip through the entire fight in one phase, they are forced to sit through all three phases like suckers. But that's what you get for having a giant sword. But there we go. Nice and fast. Good clean attacks. Sort of have to dance around the enemy a little bit. Get to use this teleporter. There's phase 2 down for Cicada. Okay. RMF has got all of the upgrades now for this level. And Cicada is clear on through to the Scorching Labyrinth. Also, big shout out to the composer for this game. All the tracks on this soundtrack rock. If you're looking for something to add to your SoundCloud, sorry, jeez, I can't think right now. I'm so tired. If you have any one of the major sort of major streaming music services, I believe Fly High Works has a profile on those systems. And you can listen to the soundtrack right now, all you want. So the one thing I will say about speedrunning this game in general is that it is a very easy game to pick up, but it's one of these games where even this late in its life, I believe, well, so Cicada, RMF, and I participated in sort of a 5-year anniversary for the game's launch race, and even 5 years on, we're still discovering little optimizations, tricks, and tips. So it's got a nice low barrier to entry, and because of the 3 different character types, I think there's something for everybody in terms of what you might sort of attach to. But it's got a really high ceiling for mastery. So there's still records out there to be had. But if you're looking for something that, when you get into the sort of upper tiers of runs, looking at something like maybe a 24 to 25 minute speedrun, it's a good time. Okay, so both players now have the special upgrade. Cicada will be looking to execute the next bridge skip here shortly. So is that 64 or 84 SP? Can't quite make it out on the screen there, but Cicada might end up having to build up a little bit more SP because there is a door to open, which is going to cost 50 SP. Oh, hey, clears those blocks. Okay, yep, so still has 73 left. Makes it across the bridge. Well done. RMF, wonderful clean orb carry. I'm going to go out there and say it right now. Out of all of the boss fights that you can do with Yamato, this is probably the most fun. You'll find out when it gets to phase 3. Oh, there we go. So these the boss orbs will do spawn randomly. So sometimes you look out. There we go. Human lawnmower. Second wave of baddies, just charge up and plow on through. So much fun. Yeah, there we go. Yep. 3 up, 3 down. And Cicada is now on to the ruins of Yamadaikoku. Oh, nice clean weaving through those spikes there for Cicada. Alright, let's see how RMF is doing on phase 2. There we go, waits it out. You see the charging up. A little bit of impatient wiggling there from RMF in the corner. Just get it over with, spawn those enemies, and let's go! Ah, good patience there. Yep. Didn't have to backtrack, just nice in the middle there, so. Okay. So I think RMF will be looking to have a cleaner key carry this time around. Oh, this key carry gives me nightmares. Cicada, whoop, a couple of the Dramos there. Just decided to ignore them. Sorry, not Dramos. Those are angels. The little ones without the wings are angels. The ones with wings, by the way, just FYI, Dramos. Nice work from both. Alright. Cicada looking now to get the SP upgrade, and then we'll be performing the kill room glitch here hopefully soon. So one thing you'll see them do too, aside from just an Cicada missing the glitch the first time around. So this might actually help RMF slightly. So there we go. So see all the enemies spawn again. Okay, but there we go. Second time through the room, Cicada manages to get it. But I think both these players will sort of be biting their nails at any sort of minor mistake. They know that that's basically what's going to make all the difference in this race. Oh, there we go. Clears out all but one enemy. And when we do that, when you clear out all but one enemy in this game in a particular spawn location, it'll prevent enemies from spawning back into that location, which makes for nice, safe orb and key carries. Okay, so this is a very interesting development here. RMF has 2 health, and has decided not to go for the safety health. He's just going to go and barrel on through and put fate in the hands of heaven here. Down to 1 health. Oh, there we go. RMF going for the safety health. Very good decision, I think. Okay, so it looks like Cicada will be working on trying to get the gate glitch again. Gets it? Okay. One other thing I think I forgot to mention is, yes, those are vending machines. Yes, we do attack them in order to get things out of them. Who knew? Imagine a vending machine that you can actually get health out of instead of, you know, sugary beverages. Opinions may vary. Okay, so with the gate glitch in process, Cicada just zooming onto the boss. So you will notice there is an in-game timer. We don't use the in-game timer because the in-game timer can be manipulated by using death abuses and stuff like that. So you'll notice right now, for instance, Cicada has a 10-minute difference, just about, between the in-game timer and the RT. So, okay, looks like RMF is going to be dealing with the skip it all. But oh, Cicada having some bad luck with the spikes there. But luckily, plenty of health. Oh, there we go. One more boss disc to go. And Cicada should be in the clear. Okay. So RMF just killing his first disc while Cicada moving on to final boss phase 2. So for this final boss, you'll notice that there's like that sort of crystalline cage around the boss orb. That does need to be broken before moving on. And it does need to be done by doing a charged weapon attack. There. Interesting little facet too about the SP management, just in case anybody's interested. But the minimum value for SP in order to activate those special attacks is 50 SP. And so in a lot of cases, though, the more SP you have, up to a limit of, and Mason might correct me on this, but I believe it's 150 or 175, the duration of the attack will actually go longer. So in some cases, particularly with the character Hinome, who sort of spins her shield around for her special attack, you actually want to have the minimal amount of SP to activate it for this particular battle, and that's just to save us a little bit of time, not having to wait to be able to attack again. Okay, there we go. Cicada has one final golden shrine to touch, and looks like we'll be clocking in somewhere around 2235. There we go, 2235.6. So GG Cicada. So the tracker here has 3 slots on each, but this is going to be a best of 5 tournament. So we still have one more race to go after this. RMF is zooming along here. Hey audience, have you got questions? Maybe I have answers. Just as a note, I am unprepared to answer questions related to water being wet or why the sky is blue. Okay. All good. Glad you're enjoying it so far. Okay, so RMF has just wrapped up, and good stuff, Softum. Look forward to seeing the Discord. I believe the Discord is going to be shared here in the chat at some point. It has before. Maybe I can do that. But it looks like both players are ready to go again. The RMF has decided, and this is, and I quote, Yamato again, ride or die, you know? So, yes, RMF, let's do it. All right, racers. Countdown, inbound. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, wait. Sorry, we're actually going to have a restart here. Wait. All right, wait. RMF just flagged me at the 0 hour here. It looks like RMF is having some technical issues, so just needs to restart the game here. All right. Okay, 1 second here. Okay, good stuff, RMF. Thank you very much for posting the Discord, by the way. Okay. It looks like what we're seeing right now is from the original needed restart here. So there we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Starting countdown. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. So here we go, folks. RMF's last chance to push it to game 4 here. Okay, so, well, if the race gets decided here, it looks like we're not going to see a Hinome game through tonight. If anybody's curious, Hinome over here on the right, well, I'll just talk about Hinome. My personal favorite character, the one I have the most experience with. Hinome has a dagger and shield as an attack. Also can throw the shield as sort of a boomerang style attack, I suppose, in any other game. But she gets her her own little version of Captain America on, except instead of a gun, she has a dagger because she's not afraid to walk up and stab a demon in the face. So, well, maybe we'll get a chance to talk about Hinome later on. So here we go. Both players zipping on. Not much different. Shrine 1. Here we go. Although we don't necessarily count speedruns by IGT, I think like a lot of players do tend to keep the IGT on because it's sort of a useful metric for benchmarking where you are in a particular level if you're following a standard route. The second a player decides to start using death abuses, or at least unplanned death abuses, or a death abuse which maybe seems particularly meaningful just because some bad enemy RNG, maybe you took a hit or something like that, using the IGT sort of goes right out the window. But for the most part, a useful little metric. So you'll be noticing, for instance, they're going to open up this chest, and they should get up to the door with the key here, maybe around the 40-second mark, maybe the 42-second mark. Oh, ooh, cicada, nice and early, 37. And there we go. RMF, a little bit behind, but you'll notice actually in RT, not too much farther behind. So, yeah, there's a couple things. We're still sort of digging into it, particularly community member Henny022. Big shout out again to Henny. Has been doing a bit of digging into things just to sort of see if we can figure out what actually causes the IGT to slow down and hang from time to time. So. All right. Whoop, woo! Good dodging around the Dramos there. That must have been a little bit hair-raising there for RMF. But both players have both orbs in. They're about to go eat some delicious pillar sushi. Num num. Just call it Cold Stone Sushi from now on. There we go. Both have the health upgrade and are going to be heading on to the boss fight. So we'll have to see here whether or not RMF is going to try out some different strategies or actually try this slightly more time-saving strats for this boss fight, or whether or not just because of the danger of the situation is going to be sticking to the old tried, tested, and true methods, or I should say, the less dangerous methods. Sushi is as hard as a rock. I mean, at this point, at that point though, really it's souvenir sushi. They probably recommend that you don't necessarily bite into it or anything. There's liability issues with breaking your teeth on, Stoneheart sushi. Nobody wants to be involved in that lawsuit. Hippity hop for phase 2 with Cicada. RMF again going for slightly safer methodology here, but actually gets a really clean phase 2 there. So I think actually probably comparable time for phase 2 for both players. So at this point, yeah, Cicada's only a few seconds ahead. And I don't know about any of the other Kamiko players out there, but I got to tell you, nothing would make me happier than if somebody found a way in order to make that that loading or the proceed to the next stage screen go faster. I think just most people end up mashing the button wildly, wanting it to end. Just gotta get to the next thing. Oh, one little thing I might actually mention here, just in case it sounds like one person's interested in learning. Again, because of a quirk in the code, there are some weird resolution limitations to it, or at least not resolution, but screen refresh limitations. So if you happen to be playing Kamiko and you're wondering why you're not going as fast as the thing on screen, don't worry, you're not missing out on any major techniques. The chances are you have a really awesome rig, and maybe you have your screen refresh rate set to 120 Hertz or above, and Kamiko's got a problem with that. So if you want to play it fast, or at least the fastest you possibly can, you got to dial it down a little bit to either 75 Hertz or 60 Hertz. Kind of weird. Okay, so it looks like RMF doesn't want to be caught up there. Does the weed whacking preemptively, just to get it out of the way. Ooh, okay, Cicada cutting it close, but still manages to get the bridge skip. Nice clean movement on getting that block shoved out of the way. And RMF not getting caught a second time on that bridge skip. Goes clean through that sucker. Oh, absolutely soft numb. It's one of the weirdest little quirks of this game. Because I think almost anybody who starts speedrunning this game, their first reaction is like, "Oh man, I'm going to crank the crank the refresh up as high as I can." More frames, more life, right? Not Kamiko. You're going to be happy with 60 frames. Okay, so there we go. Cicada having already made a stop at Pillar Hamburger. Cold Stone Hamburger. When you need a hamburger and you just don't care. Pillar Hamburger. The official pillar of the gods. Or official hamburger of the gods? Something like that. Okay. So close. Cicada wasting no time, just charging that orb. Let's see if RMF does the same. Just walk up and face check that sucker. There we go. Slash, slash, slash. There we go. So there we go. Cicada clears the level at 9:27. Looks like that performs the split and is on the Scorching Labyrinth. Oh, nice juking between the enemies. There we go. There's also another interesting little side effect or thing that happens in the code is we do distinguish in this game between analog pad movement and D-pad movement. So for whatever reason, again, movement, if you're using the D-pad or if you're using on a keyboard and you're using arrow keys for directional movement, you end up with on the diagonals, for whatever reason, your speed is multiplied by 1.25. So really strange. So you actually might hear if either RMF or Cicada activate it, or use their D-pads or like a trigger in order to switch their analog stick to D-pad movement or something like that. You'll end up hearing a sound difference in the running speed, and that's again not you, and it's not the stream. That's actually the game. Oof. There we go. Up and nice. Good clean key carry from RMF. So this race is already quite a bit tighter than the previous one. So you know Cicada knows that he has to be extra careful too. Just one little slip is all it's going to take, and RMF's gonna just pounce. All right, great bridge skip there from Cicada. RMF setting up for his bridge skip. Okay, very careful. Sometimes when you're playing Yamato, you'll be so close to the enemies when you perform, when you go to activate the switch, that you will accidentally attack and activate the switch, which can mess up your timing for doing the unpause. But both players clean through. RMF, nice movement. Good juking, and through the portal. Okay, there we go. 3 bosses up, 3 bosses down for Cicada. Move on to the next level. And RMF, hot on Cicada's heels. There we go. Looks like RMF cleaning up all those little mistakes from last round. And coming away with a nice, clean victory there in the third boss. Still has about a 20 to 25 second gap, though, coming up. So... at this point for RMF, it's likely just a matter of just having a really clean round here. Trying not to get too fancy. Those gate skips and whatnot are going to be pretty important. But, oh, there we go. A little bit of caution there, not getting shot by a bullet. Okay, both players on different carries at the moment. Looks like, yeah, see, sometimes that enemy placement can really get you hung up. And it looks like RMF experienced just about some of the most inconvenient you can in this level. Whoa! RMF going for some really gutsy type maneuvering there past the angels there. Pulls it off with aplomb. Well done. Okay, Cicada's got his gate skip, or his gate glitch, I should say. And makes it look incredibly easy. Okay, let's see how RMF does. Ooh. There we go. RMF with the gate glitch. Zooming on through. In better health situation, too, than the previous playthrough. Gets through of that character, or the one enemy character there that can shoot. Just to make things a little bit more convenient when he comes back around. And yeah, it looks like RMF seems to be making up a little bit of time here. Just through some really good clean movement. And a little bit of acceptable risk. So the gate glitch... you're going to have one more opportunity to see it here. So what happens is that in those kill rooms, normally what happens is you enter, you trigger the spawn area, and the gates close. The gates do not open again until you've killed every enemy in the room. However, if you are standing outside of the spawn trigger when you kill the last enemy and then move into the spawn trigger as the enemy dies, it glitches out the kill room. And you might actually... oh, it looks like Cicada's not going to be able to get it this time. So Cicada's just going to go for a sort of a clean pass-through. But what will happen is the the gates will drop and the enemies will spawn in. And this is advantageous to us because then the gates... then we don't have to wait for the whole gates close, then the enemies spawn in, then we kill them, that whole rigmarole. So as long as you're comfortable not... oh, nice clean vending machine activation there by Repent, sorry. As long as you don't... you're comfortable not having to kill all the enemies, it works out to your advantage quite nicely. Oh, Cicada. Probably a little bit frustrated there with that last gate activation, but still has plenty of lead here. So we'll have to see. It's going to be really tight, folks. Things that could make a difference here for RMF. If Cicada, for instance, has really bad luck with the enemy spawn or enemy movement RNG, also these discs that are coming out of the boss here, they can float off in uncomfortable directions in the next phase for this boss fight. So you'll see once those spikes start spawning in the floor, maybe the disc just goes somewhere which is really hard to reach. So see right here, it's sort of it's messing with Cicada here. So if that happens enough, but RMF is just given a slightly better pattern, could make all the difference in the world. Oh, see we go. Cicada getting stalled up for a second here and there. No danger of death, though, I think, for these players. They both have... no, RMF is getting messed with by the algorithm, too. That's so sad. Oh, those disc patterns, I swear. I'm crying for them internally. It's so frustrating as a player. Okay, so here we go. Cicada on to the final boss form. Pops that crystal, kills the orb, and we'll be looking to, in this case, instead of getting 50 SP, Cicada will be looking to get 75 to 150. Just to really burn that down, because with Yamato anyway, her spinning doesn't prevent, or her spinning just keeps on attacking in the same localized area, so you don't have to worry about it as much. Choppity chop, chop, chop. Looks like Cicada is just killing Dramos because he's bored. Way more SP than necessary, but hey, what you gonna do? There we go, running some circles in the corner. That is not tactical. That, my friends, is what a bored speedrunner looks like. And you'll even see RMF doing it here too. I think casually this boss fight is actually quite fun. Once you learn the patterns in the speedrun, you end up dancing around a little bit. There we go. The text has been crushed. There's a gate to be reactivated. And there it is, 22, 33, 21. Excellent time for Cicada. So, RMF, valiant effort. So close. There we go. It's, oh man. I think, let's see here. RMF is really good at judging the times on this. I'm not even going to try, but looks like maybe a little over 25 seconds here. Still gets a sub 23. So, GG's to RMF. Valiant effort. But Cicada. Cicada takes the crown. So, amazing effort, both runners. I think I'm going to pull in, I'm going to sort of see if either of the runners are interested in a post-game interview. Let's see how people feel. Also, every once in a while, I hang out in Cicada's chat, and I want to also just sort of give a big shout out to Cicada's chat and followers. You all are awesome, and some of the most loyal Kamiko viewers out there. So thank you for showing up, and thank you for supporting Cicada. I wish I knew how to say that in Japanese. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to say done and whoops. Accidentally hit forfeit for RMF. But should be getting a link for them to join the Discord for chat shortly. But otherwise, well done. Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you everybody for watching. Let's see what RMF at the very least has to say. Did you get sent the links, folks? This is the point where a really good broadcaster would start filling time. So I'm just going to say the word filling time right now. There we go. That is one RMF.
Is me.
Welcome aboard. Looks like we might not get a chance to have Cicada in here, but big shout out, big GGs to Cicada. Cicada is an absolute monster at this game.
Yeah, he's crazy.
So yeah, anywho, valiant effort, RMF. Absolutely wonderful. So it looks like did any sort of comments on things you wish had gone better?
If there was anything that wasn't on my side tonight, it was RNG, which is actually crazy. Games 1 and 2, I didn't play like I wanted to. And that's a weird saying because like some people will say like they didn't play their best. And it's like there is like you can't always be PBing. So what I say instead is I'm playing like I'm wanting to, or I'm not playing like I'm wanting to. And so I was missing cutscene skips, I was missing bridge skips, and so I just did not have the tech skill that I wanted tonight until game 3. In game 3, I performed around what my skill level is. I got a 2259. My PB is a 2255, and so like, but even that's not enough, and that's okay. My goal here, I figured I was going to lose to Cicada, but I wanted to at least play like myself, and I wasn't until game 3, and then I felt better. So,
oh, game 3 was remarkably close. There was a lot of back and forth, and actually, I just wanted to give you a shout out too for Uzume. The Uzume for the first, I'd say, all the way through Sunken Relics was kind of back and forth. You kept sort of leapfrogging each other, so I would highly recommend going back and watching through just to see what happened. So
yeah, that's good to hear. I think if I remember right, I felt really good and felt like myself all the way until right after Sunken. Like I did Sunken Relics, I did the boss skip the way I wanted to. I think I missed bridge skip and that sucked, but everything else was fine. And then Labyrinth was horrible because it's Uzume. Labyrinth boss was horrible because it's Uzume. And I don't know how to play that character on Ruins. I just don't. I don't understand the spacing. I don't understand the combo routing.
yeah, I hear you. It could be quite different. We actually had sort of a question in chat because this is like I think the first race we've had where there's been no Hinome. So also
Yeah.
very interesting in terms of like a tournament bracket. But was Hinome on the table at all for you, or was it is it a character that you avoid more than even Uzume?
It's really weird because Hinome is a combo character and Uzume is like a death abuse, like keep your distance character. And so it would figure that I like Hinome more, but like the angles don't really make sense. Like at the very least with Uzume, I understand you have to keep your distance from enemies or else they'll aggro you and you'll take damage. Um, but with Hinome, I just don't get that geometry.
Hmm.
And then the other side of the coin, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. The other side of the coin is I think we might need to look at how we structure the best of fives because the rules currently, it's not that it doesn't make sense because this is a variation of something we have in Smash called Dave's Stupid Rule. And it says that the winner cannot choose to play the character that they previously won on. And that actually, I think it will end up being good for the community if we keep doing tournaments this way. But I feel like there has to be some other kind of stipulation. I think there needs to be like a secondary rule to it or some kind of addendum. Because if I had won with Yamato, and then if I had won the first game with Yamato, game 2, and then we play game 3 and he picks like Yamato or Hinome because he can't pick Uzume in that situation because of DSR.
Yeah.
So he would have to pick Hinome or Yamato. It's very unlikely he would go back to Yamato if I beat him with Yamato, so he would go Hinome, and so it doesn't really favor character specialization, which I think is the point, but I think it might be a little too heavy-handed to dissuade players from being character specialists. That's just my opinion, but again, I think it's just something the community will have to kind of hash out.
Fair enough. Yeah, so just sort of describe to what RMF was talking about. Hinome is a combo character because her attacks, she has the 2 different weapons. She has a shield, which she can throw, and it acts like a boomerang. And then she also has a dagger, which allows you to throw the shield in one direction. And you can walk somewhere else on the screen, and the shield will track back to you and carve up whatever enemy is in your path, or between it and you on its way back. And so it introduces some very interesting combo routing in order to get your SP gauge up. So yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll see that. So I guess you will be facing Mason now in another best of 5, and whoever wins that will then go on to face Cicada in the final. Is that correct?
Yes, and if anyone knows how double elimination works, it's kind of a doozy. Mason and I will fight. This is our tournament life. And then the winner of that will go on to play Cicada for potentially 2 subsequent sets. So you have to beat him once, knock him into losers, and then you have to beat him again. And that is difficult. Cicada is very good at the game.
Yes. So anywho, I look forward to it. Chances are I will be on mic for many of those matches. But in the meantime, I don't know. It looks like we're not going to have a Cicada here, but that's cool. Again, big GGs to Cicada. You're awesome. And RMF, you are equally awesome. So thanks to the Speed Gaming mods and community. Thanks for Mason for getting everything so for the rebroadcast. Thank you everybody from the Kamiko community who showed up to watch and chat, and hopefully we'll see you in the not too distant future when we have everything scheduled up. So if you like to, please join the Discord. It's there in chat. I am 1 pint too many. Have yourself a lovely day wherever you are. Tell your loved ones you love them, folks.
Yes, sir. Everyone have a great night. See ya.
See ya.